So in this segment, we're going to be talking about Sunak admitting that the Brexit trade slump was inevitable, and Tories denied it at the time. You got cheaper food after EU exit. You've got Brexit will reduce food and wine clothes costs by 20%. You've got, you'll never believe it, cheaper household gas prices. Trade hit from Brexit was always inevitable, says Sunak, which is just madness. So, preface this, the person asking the question does talk about how the UK has failed to bounce back from global trading trends in terms of exports. So, let's have a look what they have to say.
And what's happened in more recent times, and what it shows is that we've gone down. There's been, as the OBR predicted, a slump in the level of our trade with the EU. And yet the other countries have now come back quite strongly, but we've stayed down. Doesn't that tell you that the main distinction between ourselves and them is that we went through Brexit and they didn't?
It might well be. I'm just saying it's too early to be definitive about it.
What else might it be?
I mean, I haven't got all the numbers.
And that's saying, he's going to deny, I haven't got all the numbers in front of me. You're the goddamn Chancellor. Like, you should know most of this stuff. This is one of the things you should be keeping an eye on, big man.
In front of me, but when I was looking at this a couple of weeks ago, there's quite, if you look at UK, EU and UK rest of world imports and exports, there are a range of different things moving on, and they're not actually all consistent with themselves.
What's going on with his hands?
So I think we're still trying to work through what all the impacts are. As I said, it was always inevitable that there would be a change in our trade intensity,
quite a significant
with Europe as a result of a change in the trading relationship. I think.
So that's his admittance there. That it was always going to be inevitable because of the trading intensity with Europe, because of the change in trade rules.
That was expected, and
it wasn't expected though. There would be, as someone points out here, there will be no downsides to Brexit, only considerable upsides. So maybe you should have told him that. And maybe they should have dragged David Davies in here to talk about it.
Unsurprising when you change a trading relationship with the EU, and in general,
he's going for the Nate Diaz. I'm not surprised, but apparently Brexiteers are.
In general, I think trade intensity is falling.
Are you concerned that we're becoming more of a closed economy now post-Brexit?
Not as a result of Brexit, I don't think that's the case. And in fact, actually, the work that the Trade Secretary is doing is making us much more open to countries around the world.
So why have we got a significant reduction in trade intensity that stayed low, whereas others have come back?
Yeah, as I said, without a doubt, we're changing our trading relationship with the EU, and that means a different set of controls and things that people will have to do, and that will obviously have an impact, and that I'm sure is a big part of the reason why this is happening. I think it may be just a bit early to be definitive about.
I mean, he's frantic, isn't he? He's got no answers. I haven't even sped this up. The guy looks like he's on 1.25 speed. It's just crazy, saying it's too early to be definitive when we can look at the global trends. Maybe we do have to give it another year or two, really, to absolutely understand and see the full impacts. But, when it comes to exports, of course our exports are down when, companies are struggling to get stuff through the Dover-Calais crossing, and they're looking at other EU member states to say, look, do you know what, we can actually source this stuff from Denmark or from the Netherlands, for example. It might cost us a bit more, but at least we don't have to, I hope our stuff doesn't get stuck in customs and the just-in-time manufacturing can carry on. Of course our exports are getting hit. The trade arrangements, trade deals with Japan is worse than the trade deal the EU has with Japan, for example. You can talk about improving the trade with the rest of the world. Our imports from the rest of the world will go up, yeah, most definitely, because we're going to sign trade deals that are weighted towards other countries. But the simple fact is, when it comes to our own exports, they're going to continue to be low. The rest of the world exports will go up, but not significantly, because these trade deals are going to be weighted heavily towards the other side, but B, a lot of businesses within the UK don't have a lot of experience trading with third countries. That's a key problem. You can get rid of the tariffs and the quotas, but the paperwork's still there. The customs fees, the SPS checks, all of those things are still there, for depending on the product. And without, there being enough customs agents to help out, it's simply not going to work. Also, geography is a key problem as well. The rest of the world is very far away from us. I think the nearest countries to us that are rest of the world would probably be, Belarus or the Northern African countries. Geography is not on our side here when it comes to doing trade with the rest of the world. The USA is very far away from us. So yeah, we'll see what else Sunak has to say.
Which bits are doing what.
Again, I guess clips off here and they've got like a long outro, but I watched up to about here and I was like, he's just admitted it.
Are you concerned that we're becoming a more...
It was always inevitable that there would be a...
You know, are you Thanos? Is this? It was always inevitable. Like, what is this? Honestly, but look, I'm going to leave it there. You know, it's obvious that, you know, Sunak is saying it was always going to happen when other Brexiteers denied it was going to happen. You know, people said we would never leave the EU single market, and here we are, a third country. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. His performance is very frantic. Honestly, I mean, like,
EU and UK rest of world imports and exports. There are a range of different.
what's going on with his hands here? I think he's got no answers. You know, this is the guy in charge of the economy. This is the guy who's meant to have the answers. He's got nothing. You know, he's always a bit too early to see when you can look at global trends that, you know, exports are going up. Ours is the outlier. Why are we the outlier? That's the thing that needs to be looked at. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, support the channel on Patreon if you can, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one, and less of Rishi's hand waving.